You're doing this whole dating app thing wrong, man. You open the app, swipe a bit, maybe match with a girl you really like, send one message, and then either she never replies, or you just sit there staring at the chat, waiting and overthinking. Then you tell yourself the app doesn't work for you, or that girls only go for a certain type of guy. That needs to change. Because the truth is, any normal dude can use Tinder and other dating apps to get regular dates if he understands how this actually works and stops making a few simple mistakes. I'm not talking about being famous, having a crazy lifestyle, or anything like that. I'm talking about basic things you can start doing today. Back when I was single, I used dating apps a lot. When I wanted to be active with it, I could set up multiple dates every week just from the apps. It wasn't because I was special or anything, it was just because I treated it like a system instead of a lottery. So let me walk you through the whole thing, step by step, in a way that actually works and doesn't feel fake or try hard. First thing you need is the right mindset, because without that, nothing else here matters. Dating apps are built around volume. There are tons of girls on there. Some are serious, some are bored, some are just looking for attention. If you act like every match is the only chance you will ever get, you're going to act needy, and that comes across even through a screen. Most guys treat one match like it's the big opportunity. They match with a girl they find very attractive, send one message, then watch the app all day. If she doesn't respond, they feel rejected. If she does respond, they become scared to say the wrong thing and start overthinking every line. That alone kills their chances. You need an abundance mentality on these apps. Not fake confidence, not pretending you don't care, but a simple understanding of how it really works. There are always new people joining, there are always new profiles popping up in your area. There are always more options. One match not replying does not mean anything about you as a man. You also need to understand that not every girl on there is actually looking to meet someone. Some are there because they are bored, some just like collecting matches for validation. Some download the app, swipe for an hour, then forget it exists. So if someone never replies, a lot of the time it's not even about you. It's just how people use these apps. Because of that, you cannot allow yourself to get stuck on one girl. If she doesn't reply to your first message, move on. If she was replying for a bit and then disappears, move on. If she keeps delaying plans or never agrees to meet, move on. You keep swiping, you keep matching, you keep starting new conversations. That is how you win with dating apps. The worst thing you can do is build a whole story in your head around one match. You see her pictures, you imagine how the date will go, you think about how good it would feel to go out with her. Then when she doesn't reply, you feel like you lost something. But you never had anything yet. It was just some photos and a name. So make a rule for yourself. If there's no reply to your opener after a day or so, you don't keep messaging. If she vanishes after a few messages, you don't chase. You just accept it, keep your energy, and talk to someone else. When you treat it like that, you stay relaxed. When you stay relaxed, you come across better to the girls who actually are serious. Now, once your mindset is a bit more solid, we can talk about your profile. And yeah, I know you want to jump straight to what should I text, but your profile decides who you even get to message in the first place. If that part is weak, nothing you say in chat will matter. Your photos are the most important part of your profile by far. We'll go deep on that in a minute. But first, let's talk about your bio, because this is where a lot of guys lose girls before they even match. Most dudes treat the bio like a place to try to impress people. They write long paragraphs, try to be a stand-up comedian, throw in jokes that can easily be taken the wrong way, or they share way too much personal information. When a girl reads that, even if she liked your photos, she starts second-guessing it. If something in there feels off, she just swipes left. Your bio should be simple, short, clear, and easy to understand in one glance. Think of it as a small hint of who you are, not your full life story. If your photos are strong, your job is not to convince her with words. Your job is to not ruin the interest your photos already created. So instead of trying to be extremely clever, pick one or two things you actually care about and mention them in a straightforward way. Maybe it's travel, maybe it's fitness, maybe it's cooking, or music, or hiking. It doesn't matter what it is as long as it's real and not a forced joke. A good bio feels like a quick snapshot. It tells her roughly what you are into and gives her something she can ask about if she wants to. That's it. You do not need to list every hobby, every personality trait, and your whole relationship history. There is also nothing wrong with having a very minimal bio. Some guys literally have one short line and do great because their photos already do most of the work. In some cases, people even run a blank bio and still get matches. So do not overthink this part. Keep it clean and simple, and then spend your energy on the part that really matters, your pictures. Now let's talk photos, because this is where most guys are completely holding themselves back. When someone is scrolling through Tinder, they are looking to feel physically attracted to someone. That is the whole point of the app. You are swiping based on looks. She is doing the same thing. If your photos don't show you in a good way, there is nothing your bio or your texting can fix later. A lot of guys say they are not photogenic or they just don't have good pictures. What that usually means is they never put any real effort into it. They have a few old group photos, maybe a blurry selfie in bad light, maybe one picture from a party 3 years ago. Then they upload those and hope for the best. You have to be willing to put in a little effort here. You don't need fancy equipment, you just need a plan. Start by accepting that you can improve your looks. No, you don't need to become a model, but basic grooming, a good haircut, clean skin, and a decent sense of style will change how you look in photos. If you're working out and eating decently, that will also show. So if you are not already doing those things, make that part of the process. You are not just building a dating profile, you are building yourself into a more attractive man overall. Then, grab a friend who is also single, or at least willing to help. Tell him you want to take some solid pictures for your dating profile. Plan a couple of hours. Pick out 3 or 4 outfits that fit well and make you feel confident. Basic, well-fitting clothes often look better than loud outfits. A simple t-shirt or shirt, good jeans or chinos, and clean shoes go a long way. Next, choose a few locations. Outdoor spots usually look better than random indoor rooms with bad light. A park, a street with nice buildings, a clean wall with decent light, a coffee shop, or a spot with a view can all work. You just want natural light and a background that isn't messy or distracting. Then shoot variety. You want at least one clear headshot that shows your face. You want one full body shot so she can see your build and style. You want 1 or 2 lifestyle shots of you doing something normal that fits you, like walking, sitting with a coffee, standing by a railing, whatever feels natural in that location. You do not need to pose like a model. Just stand relaxed, shoulders back, chest open, look in the general direction of the camera, and let your friend take multiple shots. Avoid building your whole profile around group photos. It's fine to have one picture with friends to show you have a social life, but your main photo should be only you. If the girl has to guess which guy you are in every shot, she will just skip. Also avoid low-quality images. No bathroom mirror selfies with flash in the mirror. No blurry party photos where your face is barely visible. No pictures where you are hidden behind sunglasses and a hat in every single shot. A couple of casual selfies are fine, but they should not be the main focus. Natural, well-lit photos taken by someone else almost always look better. Think about what your pictures say about your lifestyle. If every photo is you on the couch, that sends one message. If your photos show you outside, active, smiling sometimes, dressed well, that sends another message. You do not need to fake anything, but you should highlight the best parts of your real life. You also want to be honest. Don't use super old photos that don't look like you anymore. Don't edit your face heavily or use filters that completely change your appearance. If you meet in person and you look nothing like your pictures, it will feel awkward and you probably will not get a second date. Good lighting and good angles are enough. Once you have a nice set of photos, order them smartly. The first picture is the most important. That should be your clearest, most attractive shot. No distractions, no other people in frame. After that, mix in a few lifestyle shots and maybe one with friends. Make sure she can clearly see your face in at least 2 or 3 different photos. Now that your profile is not working against you anymore, we can actually talk about messaging. Most guys mess this up because they think the first message needs to be impressive. They want to stand out. They write long paragraphs, crazy jokes, or flirty comments that can easily be misread. The girl sees this and often feels a bit uncomfortable or confused, so she just ignores it. Your goal with the first message is not to impress her. Your goal is to get a reply. That is it. You just want to open the door to a normal conversation. So keep the opener very simple and very easy to respond to. A short greeting with her name and a basic question about her day or week is usually enough. You can also mention one tiny thing from her profile in a normal way, like asking how long she has been into a certain hobby. Not teasing, not trying to be edgy, just a normal friendly question. What you want to avoid are overcomplicated lines. Pick up lines that you found online, long stories, or anything suggestive. Remember, she does not know you at all yet. Simple feels safe. Safe feels comfortable. Comfortable leads to replies. Also, do not expect that every opener will get a response. Some girls barely check the app. Some just swipe for fun. Some get flooded with messages and will not see yours. That is normal. You send a message, you give it time, and then you either reply back if she answers or you move on if she doesn't. No chasing, no sending 5 follow-up messages. When she does reply, do not suddenly switch into performance mode and try to entertain her. You don't need to try to be overly funny. You do not need to turn the chat into a comedy show. Just continue with the same simple, relaxed energy. Ask a couple of normal questions. Answer hers in a straightforward way. Show that you actually read what she says. Keep things light. You want her to feel like she is talking to a grounded, normal guy, not someone who is desperate for approval or trying to impress her at all costs. One important thing here, do not drag the small talk on forever. This is where a lot of guys destroy their chances. They match with a girl, have a decent back and forth, and then they just keep texting for days or weeks without ever moving things forward. At that point, they become her online pen pal. Once that dynamic is set, it's hard to move from texting to a real date. On the other hand, do not try to rush into asking her out in the first message. Most girls are not comfortable meeting a complete stranger who immediately jumps to plans. When you push too fast, it can feel a bit aggressive and turn them off. The sweet spot is in the middle. Think of it like this. You want a short, comfortable conversation that proves you are a real, normal person and that you have at least a little bit of chemistry. You do not need to know everything about her. You just need enough interaction so that asking her to meet feels natural instead of random. A good rule is to go back and forth a few times, maybe 3 or 4 messages each, maybe a bit more if the conversation is flowing. Ask a couple of basic questions about her day, her job, her hobbies. Share a bit about yourself at the same level. Then, before it turns into a long text thread, you suggest meeting up. When you bring up meeting, keep it very straightforward and low pressure. You are not asking her to come over to your place. You are not asking for a whole day together. You are suggesting something simple, like grabbing coffee, a drink, or ice cream, depending on your age and what you prefer. You can phrase it in a simple way. For example, after a short chat, you might say that you enjoy talking, but you would rather continue in person and ask if she wants to meet up for something casual. No big speech, no drama, just a clear invitation. If she says yes, great. Then your focus shifts to logistics. Ask which days usually work for her and suggest a time and place. Keep it concrete. A specific time and a specific place works better than a vague "we should hang out sometime." Once you have a plan, you can ask for her number so you can confirm details more easily. Again, keep it relaxed and normal. If she doesn't respond well to the idea of meeting, or she keeps delaying and never commits to a plan, don't get stuck. Some people just like the attention of chatting and never actually plan to meet. You do not need to argue or convince her. You just accept it and invest your time in someone else who is actually interested. Sometimes a girl will agree to a date and then go quiet. That is also part of the game. You can send a simple follow-up once, but if she disappears again, do not keep chasing. Treat it the same way as a match and never reply to the opener. You move on and keep your mentality strong. The more you respect your own time and energy, the better your overall experience will be. When you act from abundance, you do not cling to one person. You show up well in conversations, you ask people out, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you let it go and continue. Now let's zoom out for a second and look at how all of this fits together. You have a profile with strong photos that actually show you clearly. You have a simple bio that doesn't scare anyone off. You understand that there are many girls on the app and not all of them will reply, and that is okay. You send simple openers, focus on getting a response, have a short friendly chat, and then you ask to meet in a direct but respectful way. If you repeat this process consistently, you will get dates. Not every match will turn into a date. Not every date will turn into a second date. That is normal, but the volume and the system will create results. On top of that, remember that dating apps are just one part of your life. You should still be working on yourself outside of the apps. Hitting the gym, dressing better, taking care of your skin, building your social life, improving your communication skills in general. All of that will make you more attractive both in photos and in real life. The goal is not to become obsessed with Tinder. The goal is to use it as a tool that supports your real life, not replaces it. You want dates that lead to real connections and real experiences, not endless chatting that goes nowhere. So, if you are single and you want more dates, stop treating Tinder like a random lottery and start treating it like a simple system. You adopt an abundance mindset and stop getting stuck on one match. You build a clean, simple profile where your photos actually show you at your best. You write a short bio that hints at who you are without overdoing it. You send simple, respectful openers that make it easy for her to reply. You avoid becoming her pen pal and ask her out after a short, normal conversation. You accept that some people will flake or vanish and you keep moving forward without taking it personally. If you actually apply this, not just listen to it, you will see the difference. More matches, more responses, more dates, and more confidence, because you are not sitting there waiting and hoping anymore. You are actually taking control of the process. So yeah, if you've been doing it wrong up until now, that's fine. Most guys do. But now you know what to change.